Do you think you know what dangers lie in wait for you? Sharks, snakes, bears, yes, they are scary. But the real killers are often invisible, tiny, and seem harmless. The warm waters of the Amazon, the soft sand beneath your feet, the birdsong, and the rustling of the leaves, all of this creates an illusion of safety. But just as you get close, a small fish, a tiny caterpillar, or a brightly colored bird can paralyze, poison, or kill you before you know what's happening. Every move here could be your last. Every touch could be your doom. Welcome to the world of invisible killers, where the cutest and brightest creatures are the deadliest, and even one wrong step could cost you your life. Are you ready to face them head-on?
In the depths of the ocean, one of the most unusual and dangerous fish lives. The puffer fish. At first glance, it may seem cute and harmless. Small, round, and capable of inflating like a balloon when threatened. People often admire its cute eyes and quirky shape, but beneath its appearance lies a deadly danger. The puffer fish secretes tetrodotoxin, a poison that is thousands of times more potent than curare. One drop can paralyze an adult, blocking nerve impulses. The person remains conscious, but loses the ability to move, speak, and breathe. Death is excruciatingly slow, and there is no antidote. In Japan, puffer fish are used in cooking. Only specially trained chefs, who spend years learning how to remove the poisonous organs, can prepare the delicacy known as fugu. However, even professionals can make tragic mistakes. A microscopic particle of poison can be fatal. Some species of puffer fish are so dangerous that their venom can be transmitted through the skin, and just touching the fish can result in a lethal dose.
It looks like a strange crustacean with large eyes and a bright shell, but its fists are a real weapon. The mantis shrimp attacks with such speed and force that the water around it literally boils. This phenomenon is called cavitation. When it strikes, the pressure drops dramatically, and the liquid turns into steam, creating a mini explosion. A palm-sized strike can penetrate a crab's shell, shatter glass, and break bones. In addition, these crayfish have perfect eyesight. They see colors that are inaccessible to the human eye, and they fix the slightest movement of prey. The victim often does not have time to react and gets hit in a fraction of a second. Mosquitoes are one of the deadliest animals on the planet. They carry malaria, dengue fever, Zika virus, and other diseases that kill millions of people every year. The worst part is that mosquitoes inject an anesthetic when they bite, so the infection goes unnoticed. Moreover, due to climate change, mosquitoes are spreading to new regions, adapting faster than drugs can be developed. Tree frogs are tiny, coin-sized frogs that are brightly colored like toys. Their skin is covered with toxins that can stop an adult human's heart in a matter of minutes. These frogs do not produce their own venom. Instead, they obtain it from their food. The venom from a single frog can kill up to 20 people or an adult elephant. Local tribes use this venom for hunting, applying it to their arrowheads. At first glance, a platypus is a cute fluffy animal with a funny beak and short legs. He looks like he came out of a child's picture. He seems harmless, funny, almost toy-like. But nature has endowed him with a secret weapon. Male platypuses have spurs on their hind legs, from which a strong toxin is released that can cause unbearable pain in humans. This poison does not kill instantly, but destroys nerve endings, causing intense agony that can last for weeks. Painkillers do not help, and those bitten by the platypus sometimes beg doctors to amputate the limb to get rid of the suffering. The platypus lives in the rivers and reservoirs of eastern Australia, preferring fresh water with a fast current. It is active at dusk and at night, and an encounter with a human is extremely rare, but the danger is still real, especially if the animal feels threatened. The red and black ant, known as the Pusky ant, appears to be a small and harmless creature. However, its bite is one of the most painful in the world. People have described the sensation as a combination of being burned by molten metal and being hit with a hammer. The pain can last up to 24 hours, and in some cases, it can cause severe nerve damage. This ant is native to the Amazon rainforest and plays a crucial role in the local ecosystem, but its defensive mechanisms make it a dangerous encounter. Local tribes use ants in warrior initiation rituals. Young men put on gloves with hundreds of insects and must endure the pain without showing their suffering. For researchers, this is both a terrible ordeal and a unique opportunity to study the nervous system and behavior of animals. The little hooded pitahue bird is striking with its bright black and orange coloration and curious gaze. It seems completely harmless. But the bird's skin and feathers contain batrachotoxin, the same deadly poison found in poison dart frogs. Touching a pitahue can cause numbness and intense burning, while eating it can lead to paralysis and death. Scientists have found that the bird gets its poison from its diet. It eats poisonous beetles and accumulates the toxin in its tissues. This bird lives in the rainforests of New Guinea, where its bright coloration warns predators. Don't eat me. Despite its small size, it is an example of how nature uses chemical defense to survive. The condiru is a small freshwater fish that lives in the rivers of the Amazon. It is known for its creepy behavior. The fish can enter the human body through natural openings and feed on the inside. The most dangerous cases occur when the condiru enters the urethra in men. The fish clings to it with its spikes and destroys the tissues, causing severe pain and inflammation. The only way to save the person is through surgery. Locals are more afraid of condiru than of piranhas, and they avoid swimming in dark, stagnant waters, especially during the rainy season when the fish are particularly active. The cassowary is a giant flightless bird that lives in the rainforests of Australia and New Guinea. It can grow up to 3 feet tall and weigh more than 50 kilograms. However, it is not its size that makes it dangerous, but its giant claws on its hind legs. With a single swipe, it can pierce a human's stomach, spilling their insides and leaving them with no chance of survival. Cassowaries are incredibly fast, capable of reaching speeds of up to 80 kilometers per hour, easily outrunning humans. These birds are territorial and aggressive, especially during the mating season or when defending their offspring. The kissing bug is a small nocturnal insect that sucks blood. At first glance, its bite is almost imperceptible. The bug injects an anesthetic. However, along with the blood, the victim's body is infected with the Chagas disease pathogen, which affects the heart, nervous system, and internal organs. The infection may remain undetected for years, but it can suddenly lead to death. These bugs are spreading across South and Central America, gradually conquering new territories and posing a significant threat to humans. In the murky, dark waters of the Amazon, you can suddenly feel a powerful shock, as if you've been hit by a truck. This is the electric eel, a creature capable of generating up to 600 volts of electricity, which is enough to instantly paralyze an adult human. The electric eel can attack multiple times in a row until the victim loses consciousness or drowns. It doesn't use its teeth or venom. Its entire body is transformed into a living electric shock baton. Electric eels live in stagnant or slow-moving waters, hiding among driftwood and underwater vegetation, so encounters with them are sudden and extremely dangerous. The transparent tentacles of the sea wasp, the most venomous jellyfish in the world, are almost invisible in the water. It swims silently, its movements almost imperceptible, making it an ideal killer. The sea wasp's venom affects the nervous system, heart, and muscles, causing excruciating pain, paralysis, and heart failure. People who are stung by the sea wasp often die from shock before they can reach the shore. The tentacles can remain venomous for several days, even after the jellyfish has died. These jellyfish live in the tropical waters of the Indo-Pacific region, and due to their transparency, they are almost invisible to swimmers and divers. A blue-ringed octopus the size of a golf ball looks harmless, but its saliva contains tetrodotoxin, the same poison found in puffer fish. Once in the body, it blocks nerve impulses. First, the victim loses the ability to move, then to speak, then to breathe, and death occurs in full consciousness. The octopus does not bite or chase the victim. It is enough for it to touch it so that the venom penetrates through the skin. Nature has endowed it with this weapon to protect itself from predators, but it is deadly to humans. These octopuses live in coral reefs and shallow waters in the Indo-Pacific region, and they can often be found hiding under rocks or among coral reefs to avoid predators. At first glance, a furry caterpillar is just a small ball of fur that looks like a toy. However, its body is covered with long, soft hairs that are actually poisonous needles. When the poison comes into contact with the skin, it causes severe pain, convulsions, internal bleeding, and in severe cases, anaphylactic shock and cardiac arrest. Victims often do not immediately recognize the danger, as it initially appears to be a mild irritation. However, within a few minutes, they experience excruciating agony. These caterpillars live in the tropical forests of South America and often fall from trees right onto humans, leaving them with no chance of escape. Despite their fluffy appearance, they have caused hundreds of deaths and are a prime example of how the most dangerous creatures are those that appear harmless. What do you think about this story? Write in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any amazing new stories. See you.